Hello, everybody, and welcome to my course on autoimmune and chronic health conditions. This is Dr. Kevin Connors. Should have put my picture up there, but I wouldn't want to scare everybody away. I am the clinic director of Connors Clinic. We used to be called Upper Room Wellness Center, but with the confusion with all my books, we changed it to Connors Clinic. Please feel free to visit our website if you have not done so. It's on the bottom of that picture you're looking at. And we're going to be talking about what you downloaded, the book here, Help My Body's Killing Me, Solving the Connections Between Autoimmune Diseases and All Sorts of Different Things, how your immune system works. We used to give away this book, like I said on the previous video, for free. We've given away tens of thousands of copies of this book, sacrificed a lot of sales doing so, but that doesn't make any difference. We just want to get this information into the hands of people. But the struggle that we had in giving away the book, there's a lot of content there. And I also wanted to update the book. I originally wrote it 5 years ago. So there was needing some update. And because of the content can get kind of meaty, I decided to make it into a little course, split it up into sections instead of just the chapters, and give you a little video like this. I'm going to try to keep it short. I'm already at almost 3 minutes, so I got to get cooking here. So why do we need a book about autoimmune diseases? Well, the problem is that there are a lot of different named autoimmune diseases. And what you're going to find in my writing is that I don't give a hoot about the name of the autoimmune disease, because an autoimmune disease is named after the tissue that is being affected. Hopefully, it's named after the tissue that you have antibodies against, but usually it's named after a symptom pattern, tissues that are being affected that mainly brought the person into the doctor in the first place. It doesn't tell you why it's there. It doesn't tell you how to fix it. All it does is give a label that the doctor can call, a nice Latin name to a collection of symptoms that now they can look up in their Merck manual and give you the drug of choice. Does that drug solve the problem? Well, if you think that solving the problem is just decreasing your symptoms, then maybe that's true. But if you're reading this book, you probably already tried that and it didn't work either. Really solving the problem, at least in my book, is to find out the reason why it's there and fix that. Now, I know even saying that is going to be inflammatory to a lot of people's ears, especially doctors out there that have claimed that autoimmune diseases are idiopathic. Now, idiopathic is a nice medical term that we use when we don't know. So really is where we get, it comes from the Latin word where we derive our English word idiot from. So an idiopathic disease means that the doctor doesn't know why you have the disease. So I guess that makes sense. So what we want to do is find out why you have the disease and not just label it with, we just don't know, so here's the drugs you're going to do. Well, go to somebody who can tell they figure out why you have what you have going on. That's the biggest thing. So there is a reason why, and you're going to understand that when you get to solving our 4 questions that you have to ask. When you have an autoimmune disease and somebody has told you you have an autoimmune disease, or somebody told you you have a chronic disease and you don't even know if it's autoimmune, there's 4 major questions that you have to have answered, and we're going to hammer that home until you have it memorized. This is really the problem that we find ourselves in society, is that our doctors are really controlled by a force that's greater than them. Yes, it is conspiracy theory, I guess, that the pharmaceutical companies really control the doctors. Well, if you ask a doctor that, they'd say that is hogwash. That is nonsense. I'm not controlled by the pharmaceutical companies. But in truth, most of their education comes from the big drug companies. If you asked a doctor to solve the problem without giving a medication, most of them would be lost. So that kind of tells you where their main influence is. It's throughout history that doctors have been persuaded to do things that and agree with things based upon the money that comes back. Here's a picture right here of cigarettes and doctor's choice. Doctors used to push cigarettes before it was known that they had problems with them. Actually, even after that they did. Who really writes the scripts? It gets worse than that. In today's society, there's a pharmaceutical sales rep for every doctor that exists. There's as many pharmaceutical sales reps. They are the ones that are pushing the doctor, telling the doctor how to utilize the medication. Now, I'm not getting down on doctors. The truth is that doctors don't have time to read the studies. They are overworked and underpaid, yes, underpaid, with tons of stress on their back, trying to figure out what is the standard protocol, worried to death about malpractice claims, and they are just trying to stay above water. If they give this specific med, that is the recommended med for these specific sets of symptoms, then they are within safety range, and they can't be sued even if you died from the med, because they did exactly what they were supposed to do. There's just, their hands are tied. They're in the golden handcuffs, you could say, and there's not a whole lot that they can do. So I'm not ragging on doctors. You just have to find somebody that isn't in the system that can really look out for your interests more than their self-interest or the interests of the clinic or the hospital or wherever they're working in. We have 4 simple rules that you are going to get hit hard and heavy with throughout this course. They are: a person comes in with a chronic condition. If you're a doctor, you got to memorize these. Is the person autoimmune? So we're going to define that throughout this course. Number 2, if they're autoimmune, what is the initial antigen or antigens that excited the immune system in the first place? What is the thing that the immune system turned on to in the first place? Now, don't worry about defining all these terms. Throughout this course, you're going to learn all about this. Matter of fact, throughout this whole series, and you get through with this book, you may know more about immunology than your doctor does. Number 3, are you Th1 or Th2 dominant? That's a specific side of your immune system, simplified. And a person is going to be Th1 or they're going to be Th2 dominant. And it's very important. Matter of fact, it's crucial to know. If you don't know that as a doctor and you're treating a person for autoimmune disease, you could be doing them more harm. If you're Th1 dominant and you are doing things to stimulate your Th1 side, you are aiding your body in self-destruction. You need to know that. So it's important to know if you're Th1 or Th2 dominant. And then number 4, what are the other systems that we need to support? So we need to support detox pathways, the kidney, the liver, the adrenals, the hormonal system, need to heal the barriers, the gut and the brain, etc., etc. So there's a lot to know throughout this course. So stay with me. This is just the first video. Download your first section here and read through it. You'll get your next section in just a day or so. So I hope that was grand for you. Please visit our website. If you need anything else, you can call our clinic too. That's in the paperwork and in this section that you saw too. We see patients. I see mainly cancer and chronic Lyme patients. My partner sees more of the autoimmune patients, and we see people from literally all over the world. Patients from Bulgaria, New Zealand, Brazil, all over the United States. If it's an autoimmune chronic condition, they don't even need to come here. So when I say we see patients, I mean we actually see it if they're chronic Lyme or they're cancer. But if they're autoimmune or a chronic health condition issue, most of the time we actually don't see them except on the computer, on Skype. Because much of what we're going to talk about in this book can be taken care of, the patient can be really helped doing it online and over the phone and running the tests that we need to run, and you'll see why. So if you need any more information about our clinic and what we do there, just feel free to call one of the staff there too. All right, I'll talk to you real soon.